It all began one quiet evening in the small town of Millfield, Indiana. The sun had just set, and the stars were starting to twinkle in the night sky. The town was peaceful, with only the occasional car passing through on the nearby highway. But that peace was about to be shattered. Suddenly, a bright light appeared in the sky, illuminating the entire town. At first, people thought it was just a shooting star or some kind of meteorite. But as it grew closer, they realized it was something much more sinister. The object was shaped like a saucer, with flashing lights and strange symbols etched into the metal. It hovered over the town, casting an eerie glow over everything below. People watched in terror as it descended, coming to rest in the town square. As soon as the saucer landed, a hatch opened, and out stepped beings unlike anything anyone had ever seen before. They were tall and thin, with gray skin and huge black eyes. They moved with a strange, graceful fluidity that seemed almost inhuman. Panic gripped the town as the aliens began to move through the streets. They seemed to be searching for something, moving with a purpose that was impossible to fathom. People ran for their lives, ducking into alleys and hiding in their homes. But it was no use. The aliens seemed to know exactly where everyone was, and they were coming for them. The first sign of violence came when a group of people tried to make a run for it in a pickup truck. The aliens appeared out of nowhere, surrounding the vehicle and dragging the passengers out one by one. They didn't kill them, but they didn't seem to care about their well-being either. They simply probed them with strange instruments, taking tissue samples and conducting bizarre tests that left the victims writhing in agony. As the night wore on, the alien attacks grew more and more violent. They seemed to be looking for something they couldn't find. They tore apart buildings and vehicles, set fire to anything that would burn, and killed anyone who got in their way. The town was a war zone, with no end in sight. It wasn't until dawn that the aliens finally left. They climbed back into their saucer and took off into the sky, leaving the town in ruins. Only a few survivors remained, huddled together in fear and confusion. They had no idea why the aliens had come or what they wanted, but they knew one thing for certain: they would never forget the terror they had experienced that night. The days that followed were a blur of chaos and confusion. The government sent in teams of scientists and soldiers to investigate the incident, but they found nothing. The aliens had left no trace of themselves behind, no clues as to their origins or their intentions. It was as if they had never been there at all. But the people of Millfield knew better. They had seen the aliens with their own eyes, felt their cold, probing touch. They knew that they were not alone in the universe, and that the unknown was a terrifying and dangerous place. As time passed, the memory of the alien attack began to fade. The town was rebuilt, and life returned to a semblance of normalcy. But for those who had lived through that terrible night, the scars would never fully heal. They would always remember the fear and uncertainty of facing an enemy from beyond the stars, and the knowledge that they were never truly safe.